Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of my how to draw a kitten tutorial. Part 1 I uploaded a previous week and that was about outlining, and now I'm going to just completely finish this drawing. I'm going to explain how to draw the fur and how to detail the eyes and the nose and the ears and everything, and I hope you will like it. I wish I could have done this video in real time, but usually the shading takes such a long time that it just isn't possible, or I would bore you with a 2-hour video, so I had to speed it up. I hope you don't mind. I hope it's not going too fast. So let's get right into it, and I'll start with the eyes. So for the eyes, I am outlining them firstly a bit more heavily, and then I'll start with the pupil. I'm not going in with black right away. I'm first sketching the shape of the pupil and filling them in with my Pentel mechanical pencil, just in a light shade of gray, and I'm leaving open the little light reflections, and I'm drawing around them. And when I'm happy with how the shapes of the pupil look, I'm going to darken them up completely with my black colored pencil. But first you have to make sure they are equal and on the same line as well. And then I am outlining the eyes a bit darker again, and adding some details to the irises, although this is quite a small drawing, so you can't do too much detailing. But make sure to leave some little lighter areas at the bottom of the iris, and make the eyes at the top, below the top eyelid, a bit darker, so you really get the depth in there. But for the rest you can't do much detailing on a drawing so small. And when the eyes are done, it's time for the fur. And I'm starting with the fur around the eyes and working my way out. Watch closely in which direction I am drawing the hairs, because it's basically the same for every cat and tigers and other wild cats as well, so it's good to know. And because this is a long-haired kitten, I am using long strokes, and I'm also varying a little bit in shade. And for the first layer I am just using my Pentel mechanical pencil. Also, I will be doing quite a lot of blending, which I normally don't do that much with the short-furred animals, but because this is a kitten and a long-haired kitten, I want it to be looking extra fuzzy. So I'm just basically working my way around the face and replacing every line I drew with shadows. Also with the lines I drew for the muzzle area. I am erasing the lines and replacing the lines with shadows to make the shape stand out without having harsh lines in my drawing, because harsh lines usually make the drawing look less realistic. Oh, and also when you are drawing the hairs on the bridge of the nose, you have to watch closely in which direction they are growing. That's a bit of a tricky area, because between the eyes the hairs are changing direction, so they are growing downwards to the nose. And they are getting shorter as well, so make sure you draw the hairs on the bridge of the nose very short. And when it comes to shading the ears, there are certain techniques to draw the long white hairs that usually every cat has coming out of the ears. And to draw them in, you can fill in the whole ear first with a light shade of grey, blend it out, and then take a Tombow Zero eraser or any eraser with a sharp tip and basically draw in the long hairs with an eraser. And then after drawing the hairs, you can darken up the areas in the ear around the hairs that need to be darker. And that's why it's better to not shade the whole ear too dark right away. Just go in with a light shade of grey and darken it up later, otherwise you won't be able to erase over the shaded areas anymore. And when the ears were done, I went in with my black colored pencil and drew some darker, longer hairs over the ears and darkened up some areas on top of the head for a bit more contrast. And then basically that was it for the face. I'm leaving the whiskers for later. I usually like to draw the whiskers in when the whole drawing is done. So now I am moving on to the chest area and the rest of the body. Here the hairs are even longer and they are more divided in clumps. So especially in this area, it's better to divide the fur in clumps and not draw individual hairs. So that's what I'm doing. I am firstly just drawing clumps, and when I finish the whole body I will blend it out and then darken up some shadows and drawing in more individual hairs as well. And as you can see, I'm also adding a shadow next to the, for us, right front paw, because that's where the elbow and the shoulder blade are. And to make them stand out a bit better, I am using the contrast to create the shape. And I'm not using harsh lines, I'm just following the direction of the fur and add shadow that way, because a harsh line will create really a disturbing area in your drawing. And to make it look realistic, you have to keep it soft and natural. When it comes to drawing the paws, make sure to get the shape right, because they are just as important as any other detail on the kitten. So make sure to get the shape right, because it can make or break your drawing. And the paws are usually very cute, so make them as cute as possible. When the whole body is covered in fur, I am taking a soft towel. It's not something special, it's not a special towel or something, I just found it in the kitchen. But it seemed soft enough to blend with, so I just took that. And I'm blending the whole body, except for the face, because that was already done. And the reason I'm taking a towel instead of a blending stick is a towel can blend larger areas at the same time, and when you try to do that with a blending stick you can get ugly stripes, and with a towel you can get a softer finish, but don't push too hard, because then you will fade out all the detail, and that's not what we want. And after the blending, I am going in with my black colored pencil and darken up the areas that need to be darker. suddenly the lighting went really bad, which is quite frustrating, but the drawing is almost finished anyway, so let's make the best of it for now. I am adding in the final details like the tail and the whiskers as well, and I'm drawing them in with my eraser just like I did with the ears. It's a bit of a tricky thing to do, and it takes some practice as well. Make sure your eraser is very sharp. I don't think you will be able to do it with a kneaded eraser, as it is too soft to get a really sharp point. So you can just get a regular square shaped eraser and cut it off to a sharp point, or get a Tombow eraser, which is really easy to use. And of course we can't leave him floating in the air, so I'm drawing some ground for him to sit on, and it will also add to the realism because kittens can't fly. And that's basically it for this drawing. I hope you liked it. I hope you like these longer videos. Let me know what you think, and I hope you've learned something as well. If you've drawn along with me, you can show me on Instagram or Facebook. And I will also upload a 1-minute speed drawing of this one on my Instagram, so that might be fun to watch. And oh, don't forget to like and subscribe, of course, and leave a comment of what kind of tutorials you would like to see next time. And then I will thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.